There's the compound effect too, right? Some people are like, where do I start and all that? Well, start now, start with something small and it compounds. So like you said, with that person paying off their car, then they took that and they started investing or saving that. And then they started renting rooms in their house. Man, I tell you what, I wish I could go back 20 years ago and do some things differently, because the compound effect over the last 20 years would have been pretty substantial. Just starting with one asset, I think, is the biggest thing for people, and just jumping in and trying to figure it out. Obviously be safe and calculated with what you're doing, but you got to do that first deal to see how it goes and start compounding your effect. So tell us about some of the cool deals you're doing. It sounds like you're doing a lot of cool things. What's the coolest project you have going on right now?
At this very moment, and we've definitely had some pretty crazy fun projects, from like we did a castle in Ireland that just paid off, but that was an incredible experience. I would say that one of the projects that are very cool for me right now is very Manila, which I think is what's happening now. Is I'm realizing more and more that the right investing is work because it's doing the work. But what we've been doing is capitalizing on the need for affordable housing in the market. And so we've been developing right now, for example, in Florida, we're building about 30 something homes. These are all homes that we're selling under $300,000. But what I'm doing now is I'm calculating the projects we're building, because I want to keep a third of all those properties to rent long term. And so that's just one of the coolest projects right now that I'm working on, just simply because learning from the mistake I made in 2013 and 14 on another portfolio of properties that we're working on, that I am like lost $12 million worth of growth, as you were talking about compounding. But again, we're pivoting, learning. So that's a really interesting project that we're currently working on right now, but it's just simple, it's producing, and it's all about building the cash flow. And the other one that's unique is, I talked about that bucket of high risk, high reward. Those singles have opened the door for something a little bit more attractive. And that is, during COVID, financier that was working with a group out of Tulum, Mexico, backed out, and the doors opened for his capital to be a part of it. Took us a while to do our due diligence, but now we're the proud owners of some pretty exclusive real estate in Tulum, Mexico. We're building some homes as we speak. In fact, October, I get to go and inspect the projects. In fact, we have the Porsche house that we're working on right now. So Porsche is signing a contract with us to build a themed home, and Armani is in the final stages of agreeing with us to build some properties.